Selecting the right individuals for a team is a pivotal task in any organization, civilian or military. This is because the effectiveness of any team is highly dependent upon the collective skills, attitudes, and behaviors of its members. Let's look at an important tool that the military and special operations community use to recruit and keep the best of the best. It's called peer evaluations. In this video, we are going to discuss how peer evaluations will help your team identify and weed out spotlight rangers, the selfish dumb people. We will also discuss flaws with this system, how to mitigate these flaws, and then we will finish off with a discussion on how civilian businesses and teams can also use peer evaluations to ensure that only the best individuals make it into and remain a part of your team. During the beginning phases of my Army Special Forces training, I was surprised to see many men who were bigger, stronger, and more competent than me get kicked out of training because they received some negative peer evaluations. And while many of these men already had Ranger tabs and could patrol like it was their job, over time I began to see the pattern. These were the guys that didn't get it, or they were jerks, or the guys who only helped out when the cadre were watching, or the guys who figuratively didn't carry their weight. They didn't work and play well with others, and so they were peered out. Peer evaluations don't always need to result in someone getting kicked off the team, but if used properly, they certainly can make the team better. Peer evaluations involve the assessment of an individual's performance by their teammates. In the context of special operations training, candidates are asked to evaluate the other members of their team during every phase of the training. This helps the training cadre to get a more complete assessment of each candidate. It also helps them to find and weed out the weak links. Whether it's Navy SEAL, underwater demolition training, or Marine Raider training, the cadre teach from a canonized syllabus, and then they test and evaluate students on their abilities to learn and execute what is taught. Cadre also observe teamwork and leadership skills, but they don't see it all. And sometimes people perform one way when they're being observed, and another way when they're not. And this is why peer evaluations are important. A candidate might be able to fool his cadre, but he won't be able to fool his teammates. One of the key benefits of peer evaluations is that they help identify spotlight rangers. These are individuals who love to get attention and credit. When they're in the limelight, boy do they shine brightly. The problem is that they only perform well when being observed by the cadre. Thankfully, their teammates will recognize this inconsistency. Negative peer evaluations from the team can reveal this behavior to the cadre and prevent such candidates from advancing. Peer evaluations also assist with identifying selfish individuals who prioritize their own interest over the team's. A selfish teammate takes care of himself first and always, regardless of the welfare of the team. Peer evaluations are a great tool that teammates can use to reveal their colleagues' true intentions and work ethic. Peer evaluations can also be used to identify weak links. Those individuals who struggle to grasp concepts or execute key tasks. Some students just don't learn the material. They never master land navigation or patrolling in the forest or jungle. But because the team collectively works hard to win and succeed, the team may cover up for someone who is dumb or incompetent. Peer evaluations can help flag such individuals, ensuring that only the most capable individuals are selected and continue. While I would generally say that peer evaluations are a good tool for making the team better, there are some inherent flaws associated with peer evaluations. Ganging up on the new guy is when the team peers out the new guy who just transferred in. For example, imagine a Ranger School student who is recycled in Florida phase into a team that has been working together for weeks or months. He's now the outsider. It would be easy to sabotage him and peer him last, even if he's competent and a hardworking team player. Another flaw in peer evaluations is that a student or two could lie to get a teammate kicked out. Imagine two buddies going through AFSOC training together. One guy is selfish and the other guy is a Spotlight Ranger. A mature member of the team pulls them aside one day and says, "You're lazy and bringing down the team, get with the program." And then he tells the second guy, "Stop being such a Spotlight Ranger." Even though the mature member of the team is competent and hardworking, he gets two very strong and very negative peer evaluations from the jerks who lie to protect their own character flaws. I never liked ranking members of the team from best to worst, as in there are 12 other Special Forces candidates on your team during Special Forces training. You're told to rate your teammates 1 through 12. 1 is the best, 12 is the worst. But what if you have a team where everyone is awesome, except for 2 guys that are dirtbags? In this situation, 10 of the 12 are superstars, and only 2 knuckleheads need to be peered out. But because you don't rate them individually on a scale of 1 to 100, you have to put them in a list of 1 to 12. In this case, the dirtbags will get 11 and 12, but it also implies that number 7, 8, 9, or 10 are also below average, when in fact they're superstars. Injuries stink, but during special operations training, they do happen. And of course, the guy with stress fractures, or Achilles tendonitis, or iliotibial band syndrome is going to be slower during movement, or the guy with a broken rib is not going to be able to carry his weight in a ruck march. And so, if you're asked who is the slowest or who is carrying the least amount of team gear, the answer is always going to be the injured guy is the slowest or the weakest. But in actuality, they might be exceptional leaders or great team members. It's always easy to pick on the injured guy, even though he might be the best candidate for special operations. While there are flaws in the system, there are also ways to overcome these flaws. As I said earlier, rather than ranking teammates from first to last, you should simply ask if there are teammates who aren't pulling their share of the weight, or if there are teammates who are selfish or being Spotlight Rangers. Ask for the top 10% and the bottom 10% and why. To mitigate the effects of liars, ensure that peer evaluations are never anonymous. You don't have to share peer rating data with everyone, but it also allows you to consider the source. Special considerations can be made for new members of the team, or those who are overcoming injuries. And while peer evaluations are important, you should also look at candidates holistically before anyone is expelled from the team or training. I recommend that cadres speak to someone with bad peer evaluations and let them explain. A competent and mature professional will accept criticism and go work on it, but the dirtbag will make excuses and counter allegations. Peer evaluations are not limited to the military. They can also be applied in civilian businesses. By using this tool, owners and leaders can identify Spotlight Rangers, selfish individuals, and those who are not pulling their weight. This ensures that the team is composed of individuals who are genuinely committed to the team's success. After 6 months on the job, you are no longer the new guy. So consider having the team peer evaluate the guy at the end of his 6-month probation period before you decide to offer him a 5-year contract. Perhaps you could do peer evaluations in the department that is consistently underperforming. Also ask a few open-ended questions to see what they report. Sometimes one incompetent and loud employee overshadows everyone and is sabotaging the team. In a professional development program within a company, peer evaluations can be used to assess employees' current skill levels and areas for improvement. In organizations striving to foster a positive work culture, peer evaluations can be instrumental in promoting transparency, trust, and accountability amongst colleagues. You could also use peer evaluations to identify potential future leaders within the organization by gathering feedback from peers on leadership styles. decision-making, and the ability to motivate and inspire others, companies can nurture and groom emerging leaders for greater responsibility. In closing, peer evaluations are a valuable tool in the selection process for Navy, Air Force, Marine, and Army Special Operations Forces. They are used to weed out people with character flaws or who aren't worthy of being on the team. Civilian businesses and teams can also benefit from using peer evaluations. By allowing teammates to assess each other, organizations can ensure that only the best individuals make it into and remain a part of the team, and this leads to better group dynamics and improved performance. Let me know what you think about peer evaluations in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you want to join our Life as a Special Operations team. And don't forget to forward this video to a friend or family member who needs to see it. Life as a Special Operation. Are you ready for it?